We're going to go say a very good morning here to the president of Nunatukavut, Todd Russell. Good morning.
Good morning, Randy. How are you?
Good. I understand you're at a protest this morning.
Yes, we're on the banks of the Paradise River, which is in southern Labrador. We have a group of our members assembled here. We've been here now for about 3 days, and it's all part of an action dealing with our particular grievances, our very substantive concerns over Muskrat Falls and the transmission line.
Okay, so how many people describe the scene to me?
Well, we're here along the banks of a beautiful river, much like the Grand River. It is about 80 kilometers from Cartwright. It's blowing a fair breeze here, a little bit of rain coming down. We've got about 10 or 12 people here. We had 40 or 50 here yesterday. More are coming again this morning. And we're stopping all the traffic and handing out information sheets, talking to individuals about our concerns. And this is the level of the protest at this particular time.
All right. Do you think this is going to get you anywhere?
Well, listen, this is a start. We want to demonstrate to the Dunderdale government and to Nalcor that we can assemble anywhere in our territory at any time. We want... Stop that truck. Can we stop that truck? Yes. And we want to demonstrate that we can do it over a significant... we want to demonstrate that we have Aboriginal rights and we have a land claim in this area. And we will have to see if they will listen. We have gone through this process with them of sending the letters, trying to talk with them, trying to come to some kind of a reasonable understanding. They seem deaf to our concerns. They are muted when they want to articulate their own issues surrounding Nunatukavut. So, we have no alternative but to take underground action.
But, all right, so you're taking underground action, but aren't you also taking legal action?
We have our lawyer basically assembling a list of possibilities for us around legal actions. Of course, we will choose that legal action which is most winnable and will have the most impact. And so while we'll take underground action, we will also look at our legal options, and we will continue, though, the political process, the public process of trying to have the government respect our Aboriginal rights and interests and to address our concerns. We have concerns, Randy. We're citizens of this province. We have concerns about the process that's being followed by this particular government. We're concerned as citizens about a $8 to $10 billion debt that we will have to bear, not for our benefit, but for the benefit of somebody else. So we share that with the rest of the province.
How do you figure, though, that first of all, how do you figure that it's an $8 to $10 billion debt when it's an $8 to $10 billion asset? How do you figure that we are going to bear the debt when we own the asset and when everybody is telling us right from the get-go that this is needed energy, needed for Newfoundland, needed for Labrador, needed for expansion? How can you look at that and say that you have issues with that development?
Well, absolutely, there's a debt. You're going to have to pay it off. If you got, what are we going to do? Sell Muskrat Falls in order to pay off the debt? That's what you're saying. If we have an asset, we're going to have to sell it and pay it off. I thought that...
How do you figure that?
Well, you either have to sell it off and pay for it, or you have to pay off the loan. If it's an $8 or $10 billion loan, the people of this province...
Well, you see, but then again, see, Todd, it's not an $8 or $10 billion loan. It's going to be more like a $3.7 to $4.5 billion loan. There's a loan guarantee backing that. In other words, your parent, Ottawa is co-signing against the loan. So we can't go bankrupt. The province can't lose. And if you have $4.5 billion in debt, but you've got an $8 billion asset, that's like having a house worth $800,000 with a $400,000 mortgage. You're in pretty good shape.
Well, I would say that you know the facts more than anybody else in the province because we have no details about it. What we hear is that the project...
Yeah, but those pieces are factual. Is it? I don't want to sound like I'm a big proponent of Muskrat Falls. I'm just saying that when we state fact, we have, or when we look at the process, we got to do it from the basis of where the facts are. Now, the issue of Nunatukavut, the Métis, whether or not there's any kind of an agreement with you, whether or not the New Dawn agreement and the benefits that are flowing to the Innu, are any of that flowing to Métis? And your argument obviously is that it is not. Well, I would agree with you. That seems quite unfair.
Well, it does seem quite unfair. We have a land claim. This is a traditional area for us. There's no direct benefits for our members. And at the end of the day, whatever, and there's many arguments, whatever the negative impacts of this development, it's our people that are going to have to live with them for generations after generations. And the law is clear in this country where people have Aboriginal rights or asserted Aboriginal rights. The government has an obligation to consult and not only just talk, but actually consult and to accommodate your particular interests. They have not done this in relation to Muskrat Falls, and certainly not the transmission line.
I would think though, Todd, that a legal battle with lawyers and a question before the courts is really the road that would lead eventually to your success, if you are, pardon the pun in this instance, on solid ground.
Oh, we're on solid ground here this morning, and we'll be on solid ground for many more mornings to come if that's what it takes. We will take underground action. We will use whatever legal means are at our disposal. We have a right, to assemble. We have a right to make our views known through this particular process.
Oh, absolutely.
And we have a right to utilize and have the courts determine what our legal rights are and what the legal obligations are of the province. So we have that. So we have concerns as citizens of the province around the debt load. We have concerns specifically as Aboriginal people in our own lands who have seen the rape of our resources for many, many generations, and it's time that stopped. And we share a concern with many Labradorians.
All right.
Who see resources develop not for the benefit of them, but for the benefit or the so-called benefit of others. So, many, many levels, we have concerns.
Todd Russell, keep us informed, keep talking with us, and good luck the rest of the way. Good to talk with you this morning.
Well, it's good to talk with you, and hopefully the government will be as transparent as you are with the facts around the real cost that the people of this province are going to have to bore.
We try to be, sir. Take care.
Okay.
All right. Take care. That is Todd Russell, president of Nunatukavut. We know it primarily as the Métis Nation, and they're setting up a protest and have one on the Paradise River. They've been there for a couple of days. They're going to continue their protest over the Muskrat Falls deal, and they're saying, we want in. They don't say the Lower Churchill. They're saying we want in. Come to think of it, just 2 years ago, we were saying that about Canada.